My name's Mark Fountain. For the last 20 years, I've been a videographer. I think if there's been one thing that doing my job has taught me, is that everybody I meet has a story to tell. Whether it's good or whether it's bad, it basically sets their path for where they've got to today. Join me on my journey through these podcasts. I'm going to be speaking to many different people, sportsmen, big businessmen, ex-criminals, many different walks of life. And every single one has a story. Even I have a story. And you never know, one day I might even tell mine. So my first guest on this podcast is a guy named Paul Hilz. He goes through many different names. Paul Hitman Hilz. His most recent one is the Soul Snatcher. So Paul's become, over the years, a very good friend of mine. He's a renowned boxer. That's where I rekindled my friendship with him, was through boxing. That's when he was Paul Hitman Hilz. He's now got a very successful career in bare knuckle boxing, BKB. So follow me on Paul's journey through this podcast. Without further ado, I'd like to introduce Paul Hilz. Paul, mate, thanks for coming on as my first guest on this
privilege, mate. It's a privilege.
Journey of podcast. So look, take me back to the very beginning. When you was growing up, what was it like for you as a kid?
Yeah, I had the struggles like most children do, mate. You know what I mean? Well, I say most children, but I suppose the society that I grew up around, should we say, was, you know, Mark, it was just you. It was just normal, mate. You know what I mean? Council estates, and that was the norm. And then we moved away to the country when I was younger, about 6 or 7, I think. But that didn't really work out the sort of fairy tale ending that it should have done, you know. It was where my parents split, and I was brought back to Essex, away from my dad, and just cracked on here, mate.
So your parents split when you was quite a young age. Did your mum stay, because it was up north, wasn't it, or Midlands or something?
Lincolnshire was where it was, Mark. We had a farmhouse up there. Like I say, it was a good idea, you know, that the family get out of sort of the ghettos as such, to go to the countryside, but it just didn't end up that way, you know. Like I say, my parents split there. There's a lot of confusion in the upbringing with me and my sister. Yeah, and we was brought back to Essex with my mum, and then we made a life here.
So you come back to Essex. Whereabouts in Essex did you come back to, Paul?
We come back to Wickford. That's it, yeah. Mum got a house in Wickford, and that's where my upbringing began, sort of thing.
So obviously we went to the same school. We've known each other for a long time. I actually remember you by your former nickname as Round Boy.
Yeah.
Which I still hear every now and then. Tell us how that came about.
It wasn't actually Round Boy, it was Round Boy. It was RAM. That was actually what it was. It was when we was all DJing and fucking around, graffitiing and shit like that. The name stuck, and I think it was Steve Martin. Then when we was, I can't even remember, Mark, but I think he said Round Boy because I was fat. I think then it was Round Boy, if you get what I mean. Yeah, that was my name. I liked it better than Paul. That's the thing. People used to meet people and they used to half look at me as if to say is it all right to sort of call you by that? But do you know what I mean? And I used to say, no, I prefer that instead of Paul. Yeah, definitely.
So look, someone calling you, like from your words, Round Boy because you was fat. How did that affect you? Did that have something trigger in your head, you think?
No, I didn't care about nothing like that, mate. No, I think I was really insecure, Mark. Like I was bullied really bad. Like even the boys I was hanging about used to bully the fuck out of me. When I was really young, like 12, 13, no, younger than that, actually, 11, 12. Like I didn't even know, this is the truth of it, about fucking using deodorant. And I had really bad BO as a kid. And one of the kids I hung about with spray painted up fucking, like you got BO or some shit like that. And years later I ended up having a fight with him because of it. He thinks I had a fight with him because of a reason that day. It weren't. It was because 3 years I was fucking walking around wound up about that. Do you get what I'm saying? Yeah, so it was just the usual shit, Mark, you know what I mean? Shit goes to shit. I was hanging about with shit people. I'm getting in shit, you know, and that's the bottom line, yeah.
I think that's that usual, like you say, sort of counter the state.
Yeah, it's just what happens.
Upbringing. It's interesting with your career that you've got now, that it's a similar path that most people take as well in their boxing careers.
Yeah, sort of. It's a bit cliche. It's a bit cringe, to be fair with you. Like I never really classed myself as a tough person, if you get what I mean. I used to think that, hanging about with the lads and obviously trying to give that persona off. But I was just as fucking lost and as confused as everyone else, Mark. You know what I mean? I was just blagging it like everyone else.
So do you think Wickford as a place to grow up?
It's shit.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah, badly. You know, anyone sits here tells you different, it's full of shit. You know what I mean? It's, yeah, if you want to be about that life, then, yeah, you know what I mean? You're going to get, I mean, I believe that anywhere you live, actually. I'm not just criticising Wickford like that, but what I'm saying is I didn't have a father figure. I weren't told the wrongs and rights. The paths that I walked, due to my surroundings, led me in the wrong direction. Well, wrong direction, right direction, who knows? But led me in a certain direction.
It's a journey.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
It's a journey to where you got today.
Yeah,
you know?
There's no wrong or right, so I won't change a thing. It was a lot of pressure on all of us. I rebelled against my mum, blamed her for a lot, put her through worlds of shit that you know, yeah, that would push anyone to the limit, sort of thing. Yeah, I was terrible. You know what I mean? That's the bottom line. I was.
I think we all was, mate.
That's right.
You know,
that's right. There's certain things that obviously I regret and that I wish I could change, but you can't. But I think it shapes you for what you are as a parent, father, and that sort of thing. You know. So I think the wrongs that you have done, you won't do them with your children, and you'll sort of try to educate them enough, you know, that they don't make the wrongs that you did, you know.
What about education, Paul? Did you finish school?
Yeah, I finished school. I've done all right at school. I think I got a B, 2 C's, 2 D's, an E and an F. So it weren't the end of the world. I finished all my GCSEs, you know what I mean? I weren't really... I was quite clever like that, Mark. I was selling drugs from the age of 12 in school. But I was wise. I weren't stupid. I weren't a fucking, like, I weren't a gangster type thing. I didn't walk around thinking I was or whatever. I was the guy that spoke to everybody, and I'd like to think I was everyone's friend, you know what I mean? I was probably a cock actually to a lot of people, but shit rolls downhill. It was rolling onto me, and it rolls downhill. Yeah.
I mean, you did well coming out of school with all that. I come out of school with nothing.
Yeah, no, I've done all right. I've never used my education, but it's not like I've fucking done great. But what I mean is, I finished. You know what I mean? I knew that it was. I'm not a div like that, Mark. If you get what I'm saying, it's like I'm trying. Like I teach my kids now, but education's it's massive now in what they need to know in life. You know, you can't get through life now with your hands like you used to be able to.
I honestly, like recently with my wife's son, so we tried to get him a job at McDonald's. He's got no education. He come out of school with rubbish GCSEs and went on to do something at college, failed that, you know. I was gobsmacked that you can't even get a job in McDonald's unless you have C and above GCSEs.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, exactly.
I'd forgotten how important education was.
Yeah, it's just that minimal level. You know, it is. Yeah. But when we was young, Mark, we weren't even fucking thought about it.
No, we didn't need it.
No.
You could walk in and out of jobs quite easily.
Yeah.
So you left school. What happened after you left school, Paul? I'll be honest. I think I lost contact with you after school, and probably didn't see you for quite. I think I see you on and off, but didn't see you for quite a few years. But I'll talk about how we met again.
Yeah, I was just doing my toe rag. I moved out quite young, thinking about it. I did. I think I got my first house when I was 18, 19 maybe. And I worked straight from school, actually saying that. French polisher, went off, cracked on with that. I was there till I was fucking 20 something. But yeah, I got a house when I was 19 and I used to rent the rooms out. And then what I was short, obviously work and pay for the rest, which was quite good because it was good social times. I met good people I'm still friends with now, sort of thing. And yeah, it was just doing the usual shit, Mark. I was out 4 or 5 nights a week, socialising, should we say, and just doing my shit, mate. And then I fell into the security work quite young. I was only 20 actually, I was. And then obviously that took a stride for a good few years. You know? And that's really the only, when I think back about everything between it was nothing time because nothing was really going on. You know? I was finding my feet, you know what I mean?
So tell us about the security firm. What sort of security was you doing?
It started off, I was just helping a friend of mine out, Paul Dunn, on a door in Waltham Abbey. But I was so young. Fucking hell, yeah, it was powerful. I was a big lump, but I was only 21, I think. The first night was New Year's Eve, and it was a Turkish lot that used to sort of run the scene up there. Paul was an ex-Marine. He's a lunatic, but a right nice fella. And yeah, I trusted him big time, and he educated me a lot. Like I say, I was very green, and we had some mad nights. And lucky enough, we come out of there always safe. That started it off, and then from there, I started working a bit down Canvey Island on a few doors there, at Essex and Monaco, and then I took over the doors down there, and it just sort of snowballed from there.
What does that mean, taking over?
I run the doors and supply my own doorman to the like my own teams to the doors. I started there working with another firm, and then the governors of the gaffs just said, like, do you want to take over? I spoke to them. I didn't take them off of the other doorman at all. We all work with each other. But I ended up running the doors down there for a good few years and having some very educational times in life. Yeah, and Essex society.
Yes. So listen, so you said you was quite a lump when you was doing the doors. So this was during your bodybuilding phases, was
I
it,
think
or?
bodybuilding's a bit, I think that's a bit, that's taking something away from bodybuilders. I was just a meathead, Mark, you know what I mean? I wasn't following no diet or structured training plan. I was sticking fuckloads of steroids in me and eating about 3 chickens a day, you know, drinking 50 protein drinks a day and lifting loads of heavy weights. You know, it's a very fucking pig-headed attitude considering what bodybuilders, the dedication they've got. Do you get what I mean? But yeah, I was juiced up. I was a lump. I think I got to 18 stone 7 was my biggest size. I was benching like 170 kg. I had a suit made once and my chest was 57 inches. Yeah, like stupid things, bro. Like, I think I got my arms to 24 inch. But I was injecting plastic in Synthol in my biceps and triceps. It's stupid, mate. I'm lucky I'm not dead. You know?
So what made you go down that route?
Insecurity. Yeah, insecurity, and obviously having loads of fellas that were considerably older than me, and fucking most of them, you know, more like bigger than me, and that working for me, running the doors. It goes hand in hand, you know. If you're the size of a house, someone comes up wanting to kick off on the door, they think twice straight away. Yeah. And you do what you do. Yeah.
But with insecurity, you mean insecurity, body insecurities, or with like mental insecurities?
Everything. Yeah, everything. I think insecurities from when you're younger. I think my back had a lot to do with my insecurities when it comes to, I thought if the bigger I was, the less you notice my back, if you get what I'm saying. Yeah, so a little bit of everything, do you know what I mean? And obviously then when it did go off, knowing you had the strength of fucking 10 horses was quite a confidence boost when you was up against it. Yeah.
It's funny you say about insecurities. Like I went out with some friends the other week and I was asking about all the tattoos and everything. And said, why did you start doing it? And I honestly think I had the same thing. I think I had body insecurities that I just wanted to cover myself up with. I can say to everybody, I love art. I'm an artist, do you know what I mean? And I like being creative and everything. I think to a point, but I think a lot of it as well is I just want to cover it up because I'm fat or an ugly or whatever, you know what I mean? Give me something else to look at. Do you think maybe the bulking up was the same sort of thing as that? We all have our own ways of dealing with it, don't we?
I don't know. I think I was chasing something. I don't know. I couldn't really say what. It was definitely an insecurity of, I got down, I was like 17 stone when I left school. I was fat. And I started sniffing gear and doing hard drugs. And I got down to 11 stone through drug abuse. I was literally sniffing coke 7 days a week. I think that I felt like I was going to be feeling better being skinny as such. Not skinny, just being my right weight for my height sort of thing. But then when I actually looked at myself, I felt like I was a bag of bones. And then I think that's when the gym started. But then it all swung inside with we was getting active out and about as well. I wanted to be bigger and stronger. Then obviously a few years later, the security come on when I was still juicing. Do you get what I mean? I think it all sort of spiraled from that.
So you think maybe like the name calling or the bullying or whatever when you was younger caused a lot of them insecurities?
No, I don't, mate. I really don't think like it's that. I was just sort of, I dealt with that, mate. I didn't try to do something about it as such. I just become my own person. Just didn't. I'd love to sit here and say, oh, yeah, I've fucking done this and I've done this to get back for the bullet. It weren't like that, bruv. It was like I took them lessons and, yeah, just, I don't know. There's not even a perspective in my head where I'm thinking, oh, this and this changed. I just started doing me. Do you know what I mean? Like, yeah, just... I just dropped all the shit out and just fucking used people for what I needed to and just got on with what I wanted out of life. You know what I mean?
Which I think is a good attitude, really.
Yeah, I don't know, bruv. Yeah. Yeah, when I think about it, the shit I got up to, I don't even know why or what the fuck I was doing. You know what I mean?
So look, I know you more like, I think we've been documenting your career for probably the last 8 or 9 years.
Yeah.
I think. Probably longer, I'm not sure. So when I met you, it was down a fellow gym mate's gym down at Newlands Gym in Wickford.
Yeah.
And I didn't recognise you at all. You was on the pads with Kevin Lilly, I think.
My pro trainer,
in the ring. And I remember Riley saying to me, he said, you must remember Paul from school. And I looked up, I said, fucking can't place you at all. And it weren't until you said, you went art fountain. I was like, fucking hell, it's round boy.
Yeah.
Jesus. And you was just ripped, down to whatever your fight weight was at the time and everything.
Yeah, I was a little bit lighter than what I am now, actually, Mark. Yeah,
So obviously that was,
I was a lot younger.
The boxing career, you know what I mean? That's he was doing. Yeah, he was doing a lot of the white collar, weren't you, with Alan and.
Yeah, one class it was white collar. It was unlicensed, 10 hands gloves, no head guards. Right?
Yeah,
same as professional boxing, but it was unlicensed.
Yeah, it was. It was educational.
Yeah, I loved it because obviously the first fight I took was nothing to do with boxing. It was to do with Colin Leach and security. We took that fight in London because I was a geezer and thought I was hard. and I thought I was going to go there and iron someone out. Boxing, I got really fucking shown, what boxing was about. And that's what started it off. But then it turned the journey the other way. Do you get what I mean? From the security. Well, just actually. I've nearly, obviously, done just a big bit of trouble with the door. That's what made me turn my back on the security. And then that's when I started the boxing from there because of my daughter and just sorting myself out a little bit. And it was another goal. I nearly died through juicing, and I lost 3 stone in like 2.5 weeks in hospital. And I come out of there and just thought, fuck that. My daughter was just born. So I wanted to, change. That's when I started getting fit. And that's when the boxing became an addiction, like it still is now.
How do you turn your back on a career like security? Because there's a lot of people, obviously, that you've become good friends with. There's a lot of people that would rely on you. You just walk away from it?
Nah, mate. I had the night that made me turn my back on, even though I worked security afterwards, but the night that made me think, fuck this is, someone sideswiped me from behind, and a group of fellas tried to get me once he put me down. And I come round, I was half unconscious, and I grabbed one of the group, and I really, really set about him. It was too much for he didn't do nothing in particular, but I didn't know who had done what to me at the time. From that then went on to a lot of sort of powerful things, and I was looking at sort of like 10, 12 years in the nick. And that's when I thought, fuck this. My little girl just been born. And I knew that taking sort of like, fucking off, I'll get a 10, taking 5 years out of her life. I wasn't going to do that to her at the time. Security weren't what it was meant to do as such. I was running, multi-1,000-pound contracts with big companies. Theoretically should be setting up my future and fucking whatever, and I was just spunking it. I was living the life of a film star and just not giving a fuck about anything, you know what I mean? It was no good. I'm lucky I didn't end up dead for it. And then obviously with big bits of bird floating over your head like that, it's no good. There's no, the reward in it is no good for the risk you're taking. So, I shut down my companies and fucked it off.
And, probably good job you did as well. Yeah.
Both walks of life, Mark.
Yeah.
I'm lucky I'm not dead through both of them.
So, look, you've had your first fight. Was it under Alan Mortlock's IBA?
I fought under myself up at Limehouse Link on Colton's show. Yeah. Lost the fight. Lost it on points. Got shown that being an old man don't mean fuck all in a boxing ring. And then I got the buzz. I went over to Alan from there. I ended up having 20 fights for him, I think, 20-something fights. Yeah. And journey goes on from there.
So I always remember, like, with Alan's fight. So I think I probably missed your first one and then started documenting all the others together. So I always remember fight night was always quite electric, and it was always
madness because it's all the boys like that. That's my sort of like I don't know. That whole scene is what it is. It's unlicensed boxing. It's cutthroat. You know what I mean? I loved it. Yeah.
It was. It definitely brought a certain crowd, I think.
Yeah, no, they're off their head.
Yeah.
A lot of go down the tab and are crazy. And
yeah.
It makes for great spectators for a fight.
Yeah, it does. It does. And I think most fights you had down there were incredible good fights,
Yeah, Alan always liked, because I was a shit boxer and a good fighter, so I was always going to be a fighter. And the times I tried to box was boring. And they ended shit. mainly for me. And the times I went in there and ripped it up, it was good. It went off, yeah.
I remember one particular night, actually, Paul, with I think it was you and Jamie Spence. Was it for the international?
It was the rematch.
The rematch.
Yeah, it was a rematch.
I remember that was quite electric.
Yeah, it went off. Fucking. There was always needle between me and Jamie, but I'd already got my pro license. This is the thing. I'd already got my pro license, so no one would fight me. And Jamie was like, "Yeah, I want a rematch." I was like, "Oh, I'll fight him." He was a southpaw and fucking blah blah blah. I didn't need to fight him. I was already going pro. I was fighting pro 2 months after, but I just wanted it. And I just went in and fucking arms and legs everywhere, and he flopped me. Yeah, fucking simple as that. And yeah, full respect to him, you know what I mean? But it went off. All these lot are all fucking geezers, and all my little geezers, and
I remember standing up on a stool in the spectators.
I was half banged out. Fucking, I had gloves on everything. I could do nothing, and it was just getting off everywhere. Yeah, I don't actually, believe it or not, even that's like it's not a good memory because I don't like all that, if you get what I don't like all that. It's bollocks. It's not what it's about. And my family's there, other people's families are there. You know, it's fucked up Alan's show. You know, it was good people pulled in to tear ups that didn't need to be. It's just crazy shit, you know.
It was, I think, the thing for me. I mean, that was like the start of my filming boxing career. You know, me and you ended up in Matchroom with Tony Sims and, you know, filming a lot of the boys. I remember, you know, us meeting Felix Cash and Martin J. Ward and all that before they was even named.
Connor Ben.
And Connor, even before he was a name, you know. I mean, it's always had a name, but you know what I mean, before he really made his mark in boxing. So it was fantastic. So for me to see that unlicensed side of it before you turned over to pro, I always remember you saying we went to Civic Hall to go and watch, was you watching Danny Digman?
We probably were.
Oh, yeah, I can't remember. So we went to go and watch him, and I always remember you saying to me, Mark, this is a complete different crowd.
Yeah, that's right.
Like, don't get excited about anything that's going to happen. It's very sort of gentleman, you know, it's a complete different crowd.
It's
and
powerful.
I was blown away by it.
Yeah, that's unbelievable.
You know, and we were sitting...
It's eerie to box.
Mate.
Like,
and we were sitting ringside, and there was guys just... little claps like this, whereas, you know, you go Circus Tavern, they're throwing pints at you.
Yeah, man. It's all made for the education to become a BKB champ, mate.
Yeah. So, look, you turned over pro, and obviously we went to, we went to some cool places. And, you know, it was great to document that. How did you enjoy being a pro?
Yeah, I loved it, mate. I thought that was going to be the pinnacle of my career, Mark. So I embraced it with everything. I fucked up all my financial life, work, everything. I literally give up everything to potentially chase the dream. I didn't turn professional until I was 34, so I was chasing the dream that ain't going to give me fuck all or give my family nothing. I was probably in denial, to be fair, Mark, because I was so blindfolded with it that it was, you know, that I was going to get to the goals that I wanted to reach. But I loved it. And I loved every second of it. I loved everybody I met in professional boxing. I love Kevin Lilly for giving me the opportunity to be part of the Matchroom sort of base or whatever the fuck you want to call it. You know, use that as our base for the couple of years we did. It was unbelievable meeting Tony, I'm close friends with Tony. It's not like I'm saying, Tony's a lovely bloke. You know him as well, Mark. And
I work for Charlie.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So it's not one of the things where it's like, you know, I'm not trying to make it sound glory out of just something. It was fucking unbelievable. Do you get what I'm saying? Like Joshua, before he became famous, we went out for a dinner with him. Like, it's just mad having, you know.
I remember he called me fat down there.
I think he can get away with calling everyone fat, funny enough. Yeah, Connor Ben, you know, conversation with Felix Cash, you know, watching him now as a mature fighter is really fucking, like, bewildering to think that we was there when he first walked into Sims's gym. Yeah, and I think I even done a few, like, rounds with him, like, as in, like, you know, this is Felix or whatever, Paul. Like, we don't know, you know, like we don't know like what, because I think he lived far away, didn't he, or some.
Yeah, didn't
there
he
was
live like
something
St Albans or
yeah,
something
and he
like
was
that?
travelling every day and just things like that. It was crazy, Mark, you know, and to see his journey and the other pros down there, you know, yeah, like
John White used to spar with John White.
John Ryder, very close friends with John Ryder. You know, he has given me advice and guidance in my career that he don't even know about, if you get what I'm saying. Yeah, so brilliant, you know what I mean?
So look, we had our time down Matchroom. That was like something else, you know what I mean? We're really, really good. And then you stopped being pro for a bit. What happened there?
I retired. I was chasing a goal of beating these champions and all that, and I took a fight with a 22-year-old who was, I think, 100 fights amateur, undefeated, 8-0 as a pro, North champions or some shit, and they couldn't particularly get a fight from at middleweight, and I was searching for that sort of like fucking, you know, Cinderella Man's fucking story of, you know, that you go in and take out one of the fucking prospects. Do you know what I'm saying? And I took it, mate. And that was on a Matchroom show. And again, one of the best experiences of my life, fighting-wise, travelling up there, getting interviewed at the Barclaycard Arena, world champions coming up and spudding you like you're someone important when they clearly weren't. You know what I mean? Just brilliant, you know what I mean? Brilliant, mate. Brilliant times. I lost that fight. And just knew that was the time professional boxing just it was too much for me. I was 36, trying to fight boys of 22. It's fucking crazy, man, you know?
So you, I remember you retired and then like the phone call stopped you for a little bit while you sorted your head out, you know, because I think for any professional athlete, it's a tough time. When your life has been non-stop training. I work with a lot of athletes, so when your life's been non-stop training and then you stop, I guess you kind of lost, are you?
You don't think you are, but you are. And I put all my energy into training others for a year or so, Mark. But I was training harder than what I was training when I was a pro, trying to fucking keep the fire burning or feed something, but it weren't working. And I was depressed.
And then I remember getting a phone call from you. Mark, you ever heard of BKB? I said, no. He went, Google it. So I put the phone down from you. I looked it up. I rung you back. I said, Paul, I think you're fucking mental. Is this what you're going to do? You went, yeah, fuck it. I'm going to have a go at bare knuckle. I thought you was crazy, bro.
Yeah, and so did I. Well,
but
I'll tell the first thing. Yeah, sorry, go on, Mark.
I'm going to say, what gives you the desire to go from gloves to bare knuckle?
No, there was no desire for that, mate. It wasn't. I didn't think like that, Mark. No. I was training at the time, Ben Tilson, for, I think he was having an unlicensed fight. Yeah, he was. And he was using me for sparring because I was trying to keep myself busy, sort of thing. And he said, oh, have you seen this BKB? And I was like, no, what's that? He's like, bare knuckle fight. I said, yeah, I know what that is, but no, fuck that sort of thing. He said, it's at the O2, as in like, our arena. And I went, no, it can't be. It's illegal. And he was like, it's not. It's at the O2. And he got up on his phone in the gym and he showed me it. And I couldn't fucking believe Mark, like thousands of people watching these two fellas punch the absolute fuck out of each other, bare knuckled. And as far as I knew, it was illegal, you know? So I was just, yeah, I was taken back by it. And Ben was like, they're paying $6,000 a fight. I was like, no fucking way. Straight away my head's spinning. I'm thinking $6,000. Oh, I love a fight. I don't know about it, but $6,000. Right. So in my head, I thought, I've got 4 kids. I could sign a 4-fight contract, fight anyone for $6,000 a fight. That's $24,000 in my bin. I'll just split it with the kids, whatever it need be. I thought $25,000. I'm fucking skint. I need to fight. You know what I mean? And I messaged Jim on Instagram because I just fucking went raggo and just sent him a message straight away. And I said, listen, mate, I've been told that purse is a certain amount. I'm an ex-pro, blah, 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 blah. And he just messaged me back saying, that is pub talk, mate. You know, like, you know, that's what it is. Do you know what I mean? That's not what we pay. And that's just pub talk. Who are you? And like, sort of what you got to say or whatever. And I was like, I don't want to waste your time. If that's not the purse, I'm not interested. You know, just sorry for wasting your time. I'm not going to be one of these, oh yeah, I'm an hard nut and I can do this. I said, I'll just leave it sort of thing. And that was it. My mind was left spinning, and I'm sure Jim's mind was thinking, what the fuck's this geezer on? But I was thinking to myself, like, yeah, that was obviously everything for a reason, Mark. And in my head, I'd already accepted it and took the fights at £6,000 a fight. I already won and cashed the fucking money. And yeah, he just sort of stopped me in my tracks, and I just thought, fuck it, do you know what I mean? That's it. So that week I went away and just got back to my training and tried to forget about it as such. And then I think the phone went on a Friday and it was Jim. It was a message and he was like, I spoke to you in the week, I've looked at you, I didn't realise you was ex-pro. We've actually got a fight in 4 weeks for you. If you're interested, let me know. So I took him back saying, look, I really didn't want to phone up and be that fucking geezer. You probably get 1,000 in a day. So yeah, listen, mate, I'll fight anyone. I said, you know, apologies if it come across that way. I said, but I'm not really, you know, I wasn't trying to get a career started or get a fight with you as such. And he was like, well, why not? Like, well, you know, what you're doing is, you know, we started talking. We just fucking started talking shit. And I went, how much, yeah, do you pay? And the fight he wanted was a 3 2-minute rounds. And my last pro fight for a title was 8 3-minute rounds. And the purse was more than what I got paid professional. Yeah, which is quite a big difference. Yeah. If you're a boxer and you know you're shit with purses, you know, work it out. So I went back to my missus and I just went, I've been offered a fight in 4 weeks, bare knuckled. That's because coming away from everything, that's all that's important is that behind my front door, everything's sweet there. You know, it's not the people I train with or this, that and that, but, you know, I do everything by myself now. So we said, yeah, we're going to take the chance. Like me and my missus said, we're going to, you know, fuck it, fight the O2, live on Sky, blah, 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 blah. And I took it, mate. I didn't really know what the fuck I was going to be up against or what was going on. And, yeah, the rest is fucking history.
I've got to be honest, it's probably one of the best career moves, I think, 100%. In boxing that you've ever made. And for me to... I apologise now because I said to you, don't do it.
Yeah, that's right.
Because you'll get fucking hurt.
And I have.
Because then, mate, from what I was seeing on YouTube and everything, you know, it's brutal, man.
Yeah, it's ruthless.
Like proper brutal.
It's ruthless.
You know, and some of the guys get seriously. I mean, you've been injured quite bad yourself.
Yeah, fucked up more or less. Even the fucking fights I've won, I got fucked up.
Yeah. So you know, it is a ruthless game. So credit where credit's due. You know what I mean?
It's a different sort of sport, man.
Yeah.
You know? Someone once said to me when I was coming through, they was like, 10 professional boxers will say they'll do bare knuckled. 1 professional boxer will actually make it a bare knuckle fight. Yeah. And I believe that. That's not putting down professional boxers, far from it, if it sounds like it is. But it's just that initial thing of it fires different chemicals, Mark. When the bell goes ding, you look up and there's someone fully kitted out in their boxing gear, but they're coming towards you with, you know, 8 white knuckles. That's the only thing you see is the knuckles as you fucking racing towards each other to punch the fuck out of each other. It's a powerful thing. Mm. And
I sort of take you back, like quoting you what you said earlier. You know, you said I'm a shit boxer, but I can have a fight. So maybe, you know, for me, for the ones that I've watched you fight, I think it's more for you, isn't it?
Something's going right, mate. I didn't have the results I've got in my boxing career that I have done in my BKB, so something it is correct. You know, it's correct for me in some form. You get what I mean?
And you also hold the Guinness World Record for the fastest knockdown in BKB as well, don't you?
That's it. The world's fastest knockdown. Yes, 2.3 seconds. Yeah. Yeah, I was on one that night. I was late for dinner getting home. She was like, you better fucking get back quick.
Did you just leave the taxi running outside? Back in a minute, mate.
Yeah.
Jesus. So as far as like the difference between like your ring walk from the unlicensed to pro to BKB, what's the more ones that would put butterflies in your stomach, do you think?
No, I don't look at it. It's not like that, Mark. No.
I mean like excitement.
No, it's not excitement, mate. It's nerves. It's always nerves. It's exciting. It's done now, mate. Like that's all them. It's tunnel vision, mate. That's what it is. Right. That's irrelevant. Do you know what I mean? It's irrelevant. The first time when I fought BKB, I've never fought in front of live TV, and the fucking cameras that come up and like they check you in by the minutes and the seconds. Like you ain't got no like they can't like if you want to say I'm just doing my laces up or whatever, you ain't got a choice. You got to be walking out of that room at that certain time. The cameras are there to, you know what I mean? It's that's a daunting thing when you ain't had that before. Do you know what I mean?
But do you think that's more of a professional environment than what you actually had in professional boxing?
1,000,000%.
Yeah,
it's a national stadium. Yeah, you can't get better. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, definitely.
So you got coming up. You got another fight coming up.
Yep.
I'll be honest, Paul. I don't know when this is going to go out, so I'm not going to say the date of it
Yep.
or anything. I'm pretty sure you're going to smash it like you always do.
Always.
But you know, you got another fight coming up, so you're hoping to go for a British title as well, aren't you?
The British title I've already fought for twice. I've not got nothing tied up on that, Mark, because there's reasons why it could happen, there's reasons why it can't happen. I'm looking at my career to push it further than the British title. I'm looking at to be in America by the end of the year. I'm fighting in Miami. So British title, if it comes again, James Kennelly's the champion at the minute. I was down at Kennelly's gym doing a bit of media coverage the other day. We had a few pictures with a belt and we've agreed to fight if the circumstances are right. He's not someone that's going to not give me the chance or whatever. He said if that's the fight at the BKB Lion, then we're fighting. Do you know what I mean? Brilliant. Thank you for the chance. Total respect there. So if that chance is there, mate, I'll fight for the British title. But if it's not, I ain't getting tied up on that. You know what I mean? I'm riding the wave, mate, and if the British title ain't in that wave, then fuck it.
And you literally just laced over, you're going to go to Miami.
Yeah, that's because the thing is what it is, I don't look over no fights. Obviously, I've got a fight in 2 weeks, and that is the pinnacle. That is, I'm looking at it. If I don't win that, I ain't going to Miami. Yeah, but with travelling to America to fight, it's a little bit. You have to set things up and sort contracts out and everything else. So we've had to set that up and get that done. And it is confirmed, Mark. You get what I mean? I'm fighting on a BYB card in the Trigon, which is a ring that's like the triangle. It'll be 5 3-minute rounds. And it'll be the bollocks.
You know, again, from the way your career is just going from strength to strength, it's just unbelievable. You know, you're going international now. That's
it is
different level.
Well, fighting the American in the last fight, like I did, that was an achievement in itself. Beating an international opponent is, you know, it ticks its own boxes. Then to be going out to his organisation in America to be fighting someone on their show, you know, it is what, as a fighter, that is what it's about. That is living the dream, you get what I mean? I never thought I'd be a paid athlete being paid to go out to Miami to fight, especially bare knuckles. Bare knuckles, you know what I mean? It's a dream come true, Mark, it is. And I can only thank BKB for the opportunities and my sponsors as well, because it's all them that make it possible. And my missus and my family, you know, people like yourself. Everybody has done it for the consistency of time. The group ain't changed, you know. So if there's about 20 or 30 of us, maybe 20 of us, the sponsors might have changed in and out, but there's the majority of them have been consistent through. And that group has been there from the start, you know. And now we're going to be out in America by the end of the year.
Sounds incredible, mate.
Like
absolutely unreal, yeah. So if anybody out here follows you on Instagram, they'll see how much dedication that you put into your training. And I even hear the commentators on BKB, when we're watching your fights back, they all comment on the same thing. Like, Paul Hilz is just a different level when it comes to training.
Yeah, that's therapy as well, Mark. You know, it's like I always say, everybody, say if there's professional runners out there that run fucking 40 miles a week or whatever, they're running away from something. It's the same as every fighter is fighting for a reason. And that might not be the fame, the glory and the belts, because it's not for me. It's for other stuff. And that is part of the consistency. Just always better yourself, you know.
Do you think you thrive on that routine as well? Do you need that routine in your life?
It's not a routine. I need the training. Yeah, they doesn't have to be in a routine. I haven't got a specific time I go to the gym. There's not a way that I specifically do. Do you get what I mean, Mark?
Yeah.
If I've not got sparring Monday, I'll go for a run. Two totally different ends of the spectrum. One's in the gym where you got to punch someone to have fun. One's by yourself running around and fucking maybe pissing down rain. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I'll do, it doesn't matter what it is, but they both tick my box that I need ticked. Do you get what I mean? Activity is irrelevant. It's just the actual, like the effort in myself to do something. Do you get what I'm saying? That's the addiction.
What gives you the drive, Paul?
I think as you get older, saying the way I look at it, which a lot of people tell me not to look at it, but you're running out of time, you know. Every day that you awake is a blessing, but it's also one less day that you're going to live, if you get what I'm saying. With my spine, I know that my sort of functional life is probably going to be a lot shorter than others when I get to a certain age. You know, I got told I'd be sort of in a wheelchair by the time I was mid-20s, Mark. So I believe that's a lot of drive. My children is as corny as it sounds, as in trying to show them that, like, I was never a good boxer, I was never a fit person, I was never an athlete. Through hard work, I've become all three, if you get what I'm saying. So it's nice to show them that there's proof in the pudding. Do you get what I mean? It's all right going, yeah, you can do this, you can do that in life. And then go and eat burgers and fucking drink Coke all night getting fat. It's not really a good example to lead, you know? So I believe that's all part of it, mate. Part of the addiction, part of my therapy is being, you know, consistently just on it, yeah.
Well, Paul, I am looking forward to many more years of documenting your journey.
I can tell you this, I don't know about many more years, but you can guarantee there's definitely going to be, the next year is going to be phenomenal, put it that way, you know.
I'm just going to put it out there. Paul, me and Paul have known each other for a long, long time, lost contact. When we did come back into contact, I think you've become one of my bestest friends. and a lot of the stuff I've been through and everything, I got a lot of acquaintances, but I went through a lot of stuff, and you was always there to phone me. You're all right, Mark.
Yeah,
you're all right. You know. And I mean, honestly, hand on heart, I don't think anyone did that. So, you know,
it's nice.
For real, I thank you for that anyway.
No, I appreciate all the work you put in.
You've helped me get through a lot of stuff. And I think the years I've known you as well, you've matured so much, not just as an athlete, but as a person as well.
That's right.
And I think it changes you a lot.
I think bad experiences brings the best out in people. And if I wouldn't have been through the trials of shit I've been through, I don't think I'd be the person I am. And the friend I am maybe to you is what you're saying there. Do you get? I'm not saying I'm a great friend, but in your eyes saying that. So yeah, I think everything for a reason, you know, the good and the bad.
Well, thanks, Paul.
No, thank you, mate.